Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to our channel today. I appreciate y'all being here. And if you're new to the channel, if you're finding us for that very first time, welcome as well. It's good to have you. And as a quick reminder, before we get started, my focus, my mission here on the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can to as many people as I can across all regions. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe to the channel, when you choose to like the videos, when you choose to offer comments, and when you choose to share the information with friends, associates, and colleagues. So if you've not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. And then for additional ways that you can learn more about me, learn more about my company, additional ways you can choose to support the channel, please check out those links below. And so with that said, let's get into our topic here today. And it's 5 tips for first-time gym owners. 5 tips for first-time gym owners. And so if you're thinking about getting in the gym business, maybe you've recently gotten in the gym business, you're opening up a new facility, you're acquiring one, or perhaps you've been in it for a while and you want to do a review of where you're at, listen up here on 5 tips to help, ensure your success. And so number 1 on my list, do you have a business plan? Okay. If not, you'll need one. Okay. Do you have a business plan? Now, your business plan, it's good for a lot of things. You may need it to get financing. You may need it to get a lease with your landlord. And certainly the way we approach business plans, we kind of do them on a collaborative basis, with our clients. And part of the reason we do that is, we need the business plan for what I just mentioned, but also what I look at is we want that high-level education on the business. What you don't want is a business plan and you don't understand it, okay, because someone else wrote it. So we want that high-level understanding. So make sure you get a business plan. It's your plan of action. And every single day, you're working on key objectives of that business plan. Number 2, don't just assume that being frugal is the right way to go. Don't just assume that being frugal is the right way to go. I know I talk to a lot of folks that get in the business and have had success at it, in terms of, okay, we're going to kind of do some belt tightening, we're going to kind of bootstrap this thing and make it work. But don't just assume that's the right way. Make sure that if you can do it, that you're properly funded, okay? And when I say properly funded, there's 3 primary costs we look at when you first get started. There's your equipment cost, there's your tenant improvement dollars. And by the way, equipment costs, that can be leased. Your tenant improvement dollars, certainly negotiable. And then it's your ramp up to profitability. Those are going to be your 3 big ones, and this is part of those strategies inside that business plan. And so you want to make sure you have proper funding. You can check the links below. I have some options for you on how you can do that. But you want to make sure you're properly funded. What I would suggest when you're doing this, you need to cover these costs when you first get started. But also you want to maintain at least 1 month's operating, in your account. Okay, so if it's costing you, $50,000 a month to run your business, you want to keep $50,000 sitting there, and that's minimum. Ideally, I'd say 3 times that. Okay, so don't just assume being frugal is the right way. One of the things I tell people all the time, particularly when they first start, they're opening a new one, I want to make sure you're sleeping well at night. Okay, and part of that's knowing that, hey, we're properly funded and we're not just kind of day to day in our existence. We're not 30 days away from being out of business. Number 3 on 5 tips for first-time gym owners, identify the right partners. Okay. Now, when I say that, what I mean is a couple different things. If you're going to have actual business partners, make sure you've got the right ones. Make sure you've got them for the right reasons, because you're kind of stuck there a little bit. Okay. It takes a lot to, kind of break that apart. So, make sure you've got the right ones, and make sure that, any kind of deal you have is structured properly. But also on right partners, what I would talk about is, who's your billing company? Who's your CRM? Who's the marketing group you're going to be using? If you're going to bring a consultant on, who's that? Because what you're looking for here, you want to have the right partners. You want a palatable chemistry. You guys want to be able to work together. Doesn't mean you always necessarily are on the same page or agree, but you work together. You understand what the common goals are. So really identify the right partners. And you can check out in the links below. We give you some options and some things you can look at in that regard. Number 2, get to know your customers, before you start. get to know your customers before you start. And so here's what I suggest you do is, get to know your area. Because when you look at any particular trade area, your gym's going to be here. By and large, it's a 15-minute drive time. Okay, for the most part, that's a 3-mile radius. Whatever that population base is, 20% of those folks, are expected to be a member of a gym. Okay, that's who everyone is marketing to. Okay, and likely you'll market to those folks as well. And so start shopping other clubs. What's being provided in the marketplace, what's not being provided. Okay, what are you going to be able to do that's better than anybody else? What are you going to be able to do that's different than everybody else? Also, when you start talking about knowing your customers, look at what I would call that uncontested market. 20% of that market's expected to be a member, 80% generally is not. What can we do to start marketing to those folks to make it more comfortable for them to want to walk in? So get to know your customers before you start, know what that plan is. And then number 5 on my list of 5 tips for first-time gym owners, don't skimp on marketing. Biggest mistake, if it's not the biggest, it's right on up there. And the biggest problem that independent gym owners have, really any small business on the planet really, is nobody knows who you are, and those that do don't have you at top of mind. And you really need to take a massive level of action, on your marketing. Things like, Google AdWords. You want to have your ClickFunnels marketing. You can check links below. We have all that for you down there. You want to market heavy. You want everyone to know in your marketplace. You want everyone to know who you are. And then there's a lot of boots on the ground. Okay, we use like a field marketing rep approach to really drive traffic, because on the marketing, if we're driving this properly, we can't just have 1 or 2 things. We have to have multiple things, right, to get people in. And you do this right. Say your budget calls for 100 new membership sales a month. You do it right. The easiest way to get 100 new membership sales is get 200 people to walk in your front door. Simplest way to do it. Okay, do not skimp on the marketing. Don't just have 1 or 2 things. Because you have your business plan will include your marketing approach, and you're working on those key objectives. But then also with staffing, and this is, you can research other videos here in the channel for some of this, is a plan of action on what are we going to do to drive this traffic. What is that plan? Okay, so 5 tips for first-time gym owners. You're thinking about getting into business. Take a look at this. Listen up. Want to help shorten that learning curve and help you maximize your opportunities. So folks, appreciate you being here today. My name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. And if you've not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Help us reach more folks across the globe. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business that next level, and how you can choose to help support the channel, check out those links below. And we'll look forward to seeing you all in that next video.